My name's Bobby Roose. I'm the owner and founder of Reckit LLC, Reckit the Trauma Kit. I'm an outdoor enthusiast. I'm a hiker. I'm a cyclist, a runner. I'm a hunter. And for years and years, I was a martial artist and have a lot of experience in security background. I've seen numerous injuries from all the fields. Okay, the Reckit Kit was designed to be used by the average person with little or no medical training. The items in the kit are a Swat-T tourniquet, a 5x9 trauma pad, and an emergency blanket. 3 items. It's pretty simple. Stop bleeding, treat shock. Those are 2 of the most common causes of accidental death. And the key word is preventable accidental death. The average person can be the first responder if they know what to do and have something to do it with. The Reckit Kit is a compact, easy to use, simple, inexpensive trauma kit. This is my cell phone. That's the Reckit Kit. You speak of trauma, there are 3 peaks. And the first peak would be the seconds to minutes after the accident. If the person's going to die, there's really nothing you can do if the injuries are that severe. The second peak, which is seconds to minutes out to an hour or so, that's known as the golden hour of opportunity. And this is where the Reckit Kit can come and play. With immediate and appropriate response, you can buy time until an ambulance can get to the scene with professional help, or until you can get the person to an emergency room. In this crucial hour, that's where the average person can do the most. The Reckit Kit has 3 components. There are 3 items in the Reckit Kit. A Swat-T tourniquet, there's a 5x9 trauma pad, and it has an emergency blanket. This gives you the ability to stop bleeding at the arms and legs, severe bleeding, address injuries to the head, the eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, where a sterile dressing would be utilized, which is the trauma pad, and the emergency blanket or space blanket. And that's used to treat shock, immobilize fractures. You can make soft splint a sling. You can wrap the victim if they're cold. The main thing is to keep them comfortable, still, and calm until the ambulance gets there, until you can get them to a hospital. Okay, now one of the main components of the Reckit Kit is the Swat-T tourniquet. I chose the Swat-T tourniquet. It's as simple to use as its name would indicate. Stretch, wrap, and tuck. It can also be used as a pressure dressing or an elastic bandage. You can use it to mend equipment. It's not just limited to being a tourniquet. But let me dispel 2 myths. I grew up and I was always taught that you don't use a tourniquet unless it's life or limb, and it's a last resort. Well, there's overwhelming substantiated data, both military and civilian, that dispel both of those myths. I'm going to read what the Red Cross and the American Heart Association say about the tourniquet and their new guidelines, which were put out in 2015. And it's a tourniquet may be considered for initial care when the first aid provider is unable to use standard first aid hemorrhage control, such as mass casualty incident with a person who has multi-systems trauma in an unsafe environment or wound that cannot be assessed. It also said that the revised guidelines stress the importance of stopping severe bleeding as a critical first aid skill. Tourniquet use now is tourniquet first. You can remove the tourniquet. If the person is injured, tourniquet is not going to result in a lost limb. That has been disproven, and it's now been incorporated into the American Red Cross and the American Heart Association new guidelines, which was brought up to meet the White House Stop the Bleed program or initiative. Anyone can provide first aid and life-saving care. If you're at the scene of an accident, you should be a first responder. You need to know what to do and have something to do it with. And that's the Reckit Kit. You can find the Reckit Kit on our website, reckit.care, RECKIT.care, or visit us at the Reckit Kit on Facebook.